Hello and welcome to another episode of Kill Night Reviews. Today we'll be looking at the book Star Wars, The Truce at Bakura. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's written by Tyers. I never really got into the Star Wars books at all. I just started reading them. This one was probably the one I wanted to read the most. Even when I was younger, I heard about it. I was like, yeah, I might read that at some point. Never got around to actually buying it until about a year ago when I picked it up at a thrift store bookstore. Yeah, kind of a weird thing, but there was actually a thrift store that sells books. But so what I think about it, not the best book I've ever read, but this one had a lot of interesting things going on with it. First of all, the cover. Yeah, pretty much standard. You see the three main characters, Luke, Han, Leia. I definitely like the whole truce thing between the two sides, the dark and the light side. Back cover, yeah, also pretty decent. Nice art for the ships. Basically, this happened right after Return of the Jedi. After defeating the Emperor, they get a stress call from a planet that's controlled by the Empire, saying that they're under attack by another species, and they're just basically asking for help. Because they basically dealt a huge blow to the fleet, they don't know if the Empire is able to help them out, so they go in to provide assistance and hopefully make an alliance with this planet, which is definitely an interesting thing. I love the whole consequences of their actions, even though they killed the Emperor and pretty much just took out a major portion of the Empire's fleet. They also realized that because of that, this planet is suffering. I definitely love the alien species. There's two kinds of them. There's they're kind of like lizards. There's the more dominant kind, and there's the more subservient kind. And their entire thing is to take humans and basically turn them into little fighters to help their fleet, because they can't really fight their own battles because they have this whole thing against their religion where they can't die outside their homeworld. Overall, it's and by the way, don't even ask me to try to pronounce that species names, because I cannot pronounce it for the life of me. And on top of that, they also have a force-sensitive human who they're basically using to help them out. It's basically a kid who got kidnapped. So basically, Luke, Han, and Leia have to make an alliance with the Empire fleet that's already there. They have a small fleet that's basically been beaten and battered. What I like most about this book is there's a lot of politics in it, and not like the politics from episode 1 where it basically slows down the movie. They get into it at appropriate times in between the action and you actually get to know some of the opponents on the Empire too, some of the minor antagonists who have their own plans for the rebels, even though they're kind of accepting their help, and the planet itself, which is under Empire rule, but they're not really happy with it. And on top of that, basically the rebel fleet, Han and Luke, all have their own different missions to take care of. My one complaint is the action at times are a little disjointed. It's written kind of weirdly. Couldn't really get feel of the space battles, but the battles with Luke was actually pretty good. So overall, it's not the best book I've ever read. Slightly disappointed in it, just because the action scenes were just meh. Didn't really feel like the best Star Wars battles, but the other parts of the book definitely carried it. For a good first book, I thought it was pretty decent. Overall, my rating of this book would be a 6.5. I'm still kind of happy I picked it up because it's the one I really wanted to read. And overall, it's also like 300 pages as well. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. It's basically average length, not hard to read either. So if you're looking to get into the Star Wars expanded universe because you're basically tired of Disney ruining the movies, unless of course you're looking at the series, Star Wars movie series rules. The new movies suck, except for Rogue One, like that movie. But that's enough about my opinions about what Disney's doing to Star Wars. I am reading another trilogy of Star Wars books called the Dark Nest series. So when I finish up that trilogy, which God knows how long that will be, since I picked that up around the same time I picked up this. But until next time, this is Killer Ant.